Hi, my name is Dave Hudspeth, and I'm going to teach you amazing magic with everyday objects. Let's begin. Start off with, I have a shoelace here, and we're going to place that down on the table. Then I'm going to take my ring, and we'll put that here. And what I'm going to do is put the ring right on the center of the shoelace without using the ends. But I have to do that under cover, so I'm going to take this handkerchief, napkin, and cover it up. And you make sure that the ends of the string never go under and through the ring, and because what I'm doing right now is putting that ring right on the center of the string, believe it or not. And there it is. It's completely, there it is. It's completely done. Now, the ends never went under the handkerchief, did they? But look, I actually did put the ring right on the string. Oh, it looks like a joke to you, but let me show you. If I give it a pull, that ring really is right on the center of the string. Now, another thing you can do is with a couple of business cards. Now, I have some business cards here, but these are blank business cards. I found that I could save some money this way by not having them printed. Of course, if anybody wants one, I just put them in my hand, give it a little rub, and push it through. You get a couple of business cards that you can hand out. The secret to these two tricks is real simple. Let me show you how it works. You take the string, and what you do is you double up the center of the string, and you place the ring over it. Now, remember, this is going to be covered by the napkin or handkerchief that you're using. Now it's a simple matter of tying a knot in the string like this, and you'll notice that a piece of the string is feeding right through the ring here. Now what you're going to do is put your middle finger right through that to anchor that down, and then remember the napkin is covering this. All you do is pull this from under the napkin, and what happens is the string gets pulled right through the ring, and then you bring it out and show it. They'll think it's a joke because you apparently just tied the ring onto the string. You give it a pull, and then the magic happens because the ring really is on the string. Now, to do the business card trick, you take a couple of business cards, and you bring them out with the blank side up. The writing side is down. And you apparently show both sides of these cards as being blank. And the way you do that is by inserting your thumbs under the card, rotating the hands, and at the same time flipping the cards over. So that's done real slow, so at speed it looks like that. Do it once, transfer the cards from one hand to the other. Do it a second time. Put the cards flat into your hand. Just turn your hand over, rub the back, give it a tap, and push them through with your thumb, and you'll have produced 2 business cards. Here's a fun trick you can do with a napkin. Take the napkin, place it over your hand, poke a well in the center of the napkin. Then take a knife, put that inside the napkin. By simply waving your fingers, that knife will fall right through the napkin, and there won't even be a hole in the napkin. Now, another fun trick that you can do uses some sugar cubes. And we're going to place those here onto the table like so. All I have to do is cover them and say the magic words abracadabra, and they jump together. Abracadabra, and they jump together, and abracadabra, and look, they jump together. The secret to the knife and the napkin is real simple. I'm going to show it to you. What you're going to do is take your hand and make it into a loose fist. And as you poke your index finger down inside the napkin to make a well, when you go to remove it, you're actually going to extend your middle finger now and drag that up. So you'll poke this in and then drag the middle finger up. So with the napkin, it's going to look like this. Also, when you cover the hand with the napkin, you want more of the napkin to cover the front than the back. So you poke this down in, extend the middle finger as you withdraw, and that leaves a nice little opening there for the knife to go through. Now, when you use a knife, you want to make sure that it's not a sharp knife that's going to cut you. Any dull, straight object you can use like a pencil or a magic wand. I'm just using a table knife here. And you place that into the opening. Simply wave your fingers over it and release the pressure of your hand, and that knife will fall right through the napkin. Now, to do the sugar cube trick. Instead of using 4 sugar cubes, you're actually going to use 5, and you're going to have to palm one of them. So the way you do this is by simply bending the thumb in a little bit, and that creates a spot where you can palm the sugar cube. So you'll have one of these palmed in your hand to begin with, and the other 4 sugar cubes out on the table. Now you're going to take this sugar cube and add it to this one, and then come up here and cover this sugar cube and pick it up. Wiggle the fingers, lift up, and show that the sugar cubes are now together. Now you have an extra sugar cube here that you'll add to the pile. So come over and cover that. Cover this sugar cube, and you're going to pick this one up, wiggle the fingers, lift up, and show that the sugar cubes are together. And last, you've got 1 sugar cube here. that you're going to add to the pile, and then you'll pick this one up, come over, wiggle the fingers, show all the sugar cubes together. Now, you still have a sugar cube palmed here. If you want to, you can drag back to the edge of the table and let that fall into your lap. So simply come back to the edge, let it fall into your lap, show your hands empty, and all 4 sugar cubes are together. Dottie, get a couple of pencils here. I'd like you to take one, doesn't matter which. All right. Do exactly like I do.
Okay.
Hold the pencil like so. At the count of 3, get it down below. 1, 2, 3, here we go. Just go. One more time. Look, hold the pencil like so. At the count of 3, get it down below. 1, 2, 3, here we go. It looks easy, doesn't it? But it doesn't work. Here, let me try something with your pencil.
Okay.
I'm going to take that pencil and hold on to it like this. Now, if I give it a squeeze, that pencil will actually cling to my fingers. See, it sticks right there. It doesn't want to come off. But if I give it a little blow, the pencil falls, and that's magic. This is the secret to the pencil trick. The puzzle thing that I did with Dottie earlier is really quite simple once you know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, you won't be able to. So watch closely. This is how it works. Hold your hands together like this. Now simply bend your thumb over the other one and rotate your hands so that the thumbs are pointing this way. Now all you have to do is take this thumb and continue on around, and the pencil ends up underneath. Now you can do this real quick so that people can't figure it out. Actually, you don't have to do it all that fast, but it's a good idea to practice this 100 times. Just do this 100 times, and you'll know you have it when you can actually reverse the process. When you've gotten that far, you'll never be able to do it wrong, and anybody you show it to won't be able to do it right. Now, to make the pencil cling to your finger, all you're going to do is when you put your hands together like this, you're going to leave your middle finger back here. From the front, they won't notice that a finger is missing. So just put your hands together, allow that middle finger to stay bent and fall in place, and that'll hold the pencil right in place so that you can make it cling to your fingers. You can show the hands this way or straight on, just don't let them see back here. And then by simply blowing on the pencil and bending your finger, the pencil will fall to the floor, separate your hands, showing nothing in there, and you've got a great trick. Dottie, here I have some matches. They've got different presidents on there. There's Abraham Lincoln, Nixon, Ulysses S. Grant, George Washington, and Roosevelt. Okay? I'm going to turn around. I want you to open up any one of those books of matches, remove one match, close the book, and then you can mix them around on the table. Okay? So go ahead. Just open up any book of matches, take one out, and close the book, and shuffle them around on the table a little bit. Fantastic. Okay, now, there's no way that I could know which match you took, which matchbook you chose, okay? I'm going to just start to pick them up a little bit and kind of weigh them. It's not that one. I'll be a son of a gun. It's this one. Did you pick Abraham Lincoln?
Yes, I did.
Fantastic. I tell you what, let's try another little match game here. And what I'll do is I've got some checkers here, and I put numbers on them, as you can see. Now, these are numbered 1 through 8. Because there's 8 checkers there. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to look into the future, and I'll write a prediction down here. Let's see. How about, there we go. Changed my mind. Pick up the checkers, if you would. Scoop them up in your hands. And now just give them a little shake and allow them to fall onto the table. Now, any numbers that don't show up, we're going to eliminate. So let's get rid of all of these. Okay, pick up the remaining checkers and shuffle those up. Shake them up. Drop those onto the table. Okay, we're down to 1 checker. And that's checker number 3 out of all 8. And if we open this up, inside I have a prediction, and it says number 3. The secret to the match trick and the checker trick is really easy. Take 5, 6 different matchbooks, all different. Make sure that when you close them that you wedge the cover in tight so that it's really a tight fit in there. Now, when somebody opens a matchbook, removes a match while your back is turned, and then they mix them around back on the table, they will not close that matchbook as tightly as you did. So now it's a simple matter of by picking them up, pretending to weigh them to see which one's missing, feeling the covers, you'll feel a tight cover, and when you get to their cover, you'll feel that it actually moves a little bit, and you'll know without a shadow of a doubt that that's the matchbook that they removed the match from. Now the next trick we did was with the checkers, and what I did was I had 8 checkers, and I took some stickers, and I placed numbers on them, numbered 1 through 8, and we played a little game where I made a prediction, and I simply wrote that on the inside of the matchbook from the previous trick. And the game is played this way. They pick the checkers up, they drop them onto the table after they mix them up in their hands, and anytime a number is not face up, in other words, you can't see a number, you eliminate that checker. And you continue doing that until you get to one checker, hopefully, that has a number on it. Now, this may take a few tries, but in this case, it comes up a number 3. Why does it come up a number 3? The reason is simple, because on the other side of this checker, I have another number 3. It's a double-headed checker. So it doesn't matter how often they throw them or how they do it, you'll eventually end up with one checker, the one that you gimmicked ahead of time, and you'll have predicted that, and you've got a great trick. Dottie, you've been a big help today, so I'm going to teach you how to do a magic trick, okay? Now, the secret to this trick is I'm going to take a napkin, tear it up, and put it back together. But the way I make that work is I have an extra napkin that I hide here in my hand. So that's all you have to do. Just hide a napkin in your hand like that.
Okay.
Now, you take the other napkin and you tear it into pieces. So what do you think I'm going to do next? I'm going to switch the torn pieces
With the
for...
one in your hand.
Exactly. So all I have to do, and I place the torn pieces up here at the fingertips, okay?
Right.
All I have to do now is switch the good napkin for the torn pieces. So
Right.
just bring your hands together and just switch them around. Nobody will know, okay? Now all you have to do is wave your fingers over that, and that napkin goes right back together. But they don't know about the torn pieces in your hand, right? So don't let them see that. But if they do, you can do a little bit of magic by waving the fingers over there and then causing the torn pieces to go back together also. Now, the napkin trick is a real fun trick to do because you're apparently teaching them how to do a trick and at the same time fooling them. Now, you explained that you use 2 napkins to do this trick, but you really have a third napkin. Take a third napkin and roll that up into a ball and hide that in your hand. Now, you explain to the people that you'll teach them how to do a trick and that they're to take one napkin, roll it into a ball, and hide it in their hand. That's what you do as you explain it to them, but you hide it in your other hand. So they know of one napkin that's hid, but you have another napkin that's hid also. That's how this trick works. Take the remaining napkin, tear that into pieces, and then roll that into a ball. Now you take these pieces and you place them over here with this napkin that they don't know about. Hold it together and it'll look like one napkin. So now you explain to them that you're going to switch these torn pieces for this napkin. And all you do is just bring these up to the fingertips and hold them together as one. And once again, explain that you're going to switch the torn pieces for the good ones. Now, remember, these torn pieces are actually 2 napkin balls, one good napkin ball and one torn up napkin ball. So all you do is as you go to switch these, you're going to palm off the torn pieces. So come over and grab all this, rotate this up to the palm. Remember, you're explaining this as you go. And now just put the good napkin over here and leave the torn pieces palmed in your hand. Now, both of these are good, but they think one of them is torn up and the other one is good. Now, with these pieces, you can either keep them in your hand or you can allow them to fall to the table, fall in your lap from the table edge here, lap them if you want, and then you're completely clean. So it's up to you. You could go either way with it. But the bottom line is they think that these are torn and these are good. So you come over here and you open up the good napkin and show that it's all back together. And then you say, don't ever let them see these pieces because then they'll know how the trick is done. And the people will say, yeah, I see what you mean. And then you say, well, with a little bit of magic, though, I can put these pieces back together, too. So you've taught them how to do a trick, and at the same time you've fooled them. I think you'll have a lot of fun with this one. Dottie, we're going to play a little game with some dice, a magic game, if you will. Take the dice, I'll turn around, roll the dice onto the table, and add up the total that you come up with that's on top of the dice. Have you got that? Okay, now take any one of those dice and turn it completely over. So you've got a new number there, and add that to your total. Have you got that? Great. Now the die that you turned over, pick it up and re-roll it. And now add that to your total. Okay, so now you're thinking of a number that you got from rolling these dice all over the place. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to try to predict what that number was. I believe it's an odd number.
Yes.
21. Great, it worked. Let me show you a little something here with a rubber band. Now I'm going to take this rubber band and place it around my thumb like so.
Okay.
Now I'm going to close off the end right here with my middle finger so that that rubber band can't go through, but it does. It passes right through my thumb.
Yes, it did.
Look, right through the thumb. Now the secret to the dice trick is really easy. You do exactly as I did in the performance. Have people roll the dice out, add up the totals. In this case we have a 5, a 1, and a 2. That totals to 8. they pick up any one of the 3 dice and turn it completely over. In this case, we'll turn over that one, and we get another 2, and we add that to the total, so now we're thinking of 10. And then by re-rolling this, we get another 2, and that tells us 12. Now, all you have to do is when you turn around, look at the numbers that are on top and add them up. In this case, we have a 2, and a 1. That totals 5. Whenever you turn around, total these up, and then add 7 to it, and you know what their number is. It works every time. Now, to do the thumb trick with the rubber band, hold your hand palm up, place the rubber band over the thumb like this. Now, your fingers of the other hand are inside the rubber band. This is going to get a little complicated, so watch closely. Take your middle finger and pull the band back towards yourself. And now with this hand, place your thumb into this opening created right here. That's all you have to do. Just put your thumb in there. Now you can remove your middle finger that you have behind the thumb. And what that does is it leaves a little bite of rubber band back there. So it looks like it's around your thumb, but really there's a little extra loop that's held by the rubber band. Now you clamp the thumb closed up here with the middle finger, and by simply pulling, it'll pass right through your thumb. Dottie, here we have some paper clips on the table. There's 4 of them. Watch, I'm going to place 1 in my hand, 2 in my hand, 3. I'll put the other one into my pocket.
Okay.
How many in my hand?
3.
No, you see there's still 4 there. Look, we'll try this again. That's 1 into the hand, that's 2 into the hand, 3 into the hand, 1 into the pocket. Try again. How many in the hand?
3.
No, there's still 4. Let's change things a little bit. This time I'll put 1 into the hand. I'll take 1, 2, 3 paper clips, put those away. Now how many in the hand?
1.
And no, there's still 4, but look, they're all linked together. Dottie, I'll show you a little something here with my ring.
Okay.
There's my wedding ring and envelope, pair of scissors, and we'll take a piece of string here, okay? Now, a lot of magicians will take a piece of string and cut it in half. What I'm going to do is cut it in 2 pieces. So I'll hold the ends up here and take the middle and just cut that like so.
Okay.
Now we have 2 pieces of string, and I'm going to place those inside the envelope. Actually, I'll just place a couple of ends into the envelope. So I'll put these down inside here,
Okay.
and we'll place the other ends outside the envelope. So 2 pieces of string, 2 ends out, 2 ends in, and now my ring. I'll place that over the string, place that down inside the envelope with the other 2 ends, okay? And then we'll just seal this whole thing up, just like so.
Okay.
So now we have a cut piece of string,
Mm-hmm.
the ring inside, and now it's magic time. Watch. I'm going to hold the envelope down. I want you to pick up each end of the string
Okay.
and pull it right through the envelope. Go ahead. And the string has gone back together, and the ring is on the string. Now here's how to do the paper clip trick. What you're going to need is 9 paper clips. Now 4 of them are linked together in a chain, and the other 5 are loose. You place these 4 linked together paper clips into your pocket, and now you have one of these that you finger palm right here, and you show 4 paper clips on the table. Now all you're going to do is start to count these into your hand, and as you drop them in, you're also going to drop the palm paper clip. So you take 1, and you actually drop 2 in there, 2, 3, pretend to put this one in your pocket, but really just finger palm it again. Ask them how many in your hand, they'll say 3. Open your hand and show that there are still 4 paper clips. Now you repeat it again. 1, and you drop the extra one in there. 2, 3, take this one, put it into your pocket. This time really do leave this paper clip in your pocket, but come out with the group of 4 that are linked together, finger palm. So put this away and get the group of 4, and then show that there are still 4 in your hand. Now we're going to change things a little bit. We're going to apparently put 1 paper clip into the hand, and we're going to allow these 4 that are linked together to go into the hand instead of this one. So the way this works is these are finger palm. You pinch this one between the index finger and thumb, and as you apparently put it in, all you do is open your fingers and allow all 4 to fall into your hand. Come away with this one, finger palming it as you pick up and count 1, 2, and 3. So now you've got all these paper clips and you put them away. Ask them how many in the hand. They'll say 1. Open your hand, show that there are still 4. But look, now they're all linked together. Now the ring and the string trick, for that we use a piece of string, and this string is made up of several strands. And what I've done is taken some dental wax right here, put it on the ends of the string, and now I put that together. So just roll that around a little bit, and what you've got here is a loop of string. Here's your dental wax down here. Now what you're going to do is create some ends up here out of the middle of the rope. So all you do is pull the string apart. Remember, it's made up of several different strands. Pull it apart like that, and then roll these around so that they look like ends of the string. These are really the middle of the string, though. Now, right up here where they come together, if you place your thumb right there, it'll look like you are holding a piece of string and that the ends are up here. But really, the ends are down here, and we're going to cut that away. So remember, hold that tight here, take the scissors, and don't just cut through down here where you glued it together. What you really want to do is cut right through both pieces of string so that you can get rid of this piece that you glued together, or waxed together in this case. So you get rid of all that, and now it looks like you're holding two pieces of string. They say two ends up here, and they also see two ends down here. Now you place this into an envelope, and what you're going to do is place this where you're holding it together, that's really the middle of the string, into the envelope. So just put that down inside there like that. Place one end of the string out on the right side, one end of the string out on the left side, and then take your ring, thread it over the string, put that down into the envelope, seal the envelope shut, turn it over, have them pull on these. It'll come out from the envelope, the string will be together, and the ring will be on it. Now let me show you how and why that works. Remember, this is really the middle down here, even though they look like ends. So when they pull it from the envelope, what happens is these two ends unravel and go back into being the center of the string. And now, as you can see, the ring is on the string, and the string is all back together. Dottie, I'll show you a little something here with a book of matches.
Okay.
Now, these are real matches. I know you may think that they're trick matches, but look, that looks like a real match, doesn't it?
Yes.
And this looks like a real match, but you still may not believe me, so let me prove it to you by showing you that they are real matches and that they light.
Yes,
Okay, no doubt about that. Now that we know that they're real matches, let me show you a little bit of magic with these two matches, okay? One burnt match and one unburnt match. Now all I have to do is cover them up. Can you see the matches?
No.
Good, everything's working right. I'll pick up this match, put it in that hand, this match, put it in this hand, say the magic words, abracadabra, and look. No matches over here, and now both matches are over here. Now, this time what I'll do is I'll take this good match, put it right there, give it a little rub, squeeze, and look, that match disappears. Exactly. But I didn't want to just make it completely disappear because I could use it later, so I made it go back here into the matchbook, and if you look, inside there's a match, perfectly good, and it's not just in there, it's actually attached to the matchbook. Now, the next thing I want to do, Dottie, are you any good with numbers?
A little bit.
That's fantastic. Take this pad, and here I have a pen for you. And what I want you to do is think of any three-digit number. Write that down. You got it?
Okay.
Okay, now reverse that three-digit number. In other words, if you thought of 1, 2, 3, reversed, it would be 3, 2, 1. And then what you do is subtract the smaller from the larger. Can you do that? Okay, now you have an answer, right, that you came up with. Take that answer and reverse it. In other words, if it was 1, 2, 3, make it 3, 2, 1. Okay, and add those two answers that you got together. So you come up with a total. Have you got that?
Okay.
Fantastic. Now take the paper, fold it up, and don't let me see what it is. And I still have one good match here, so I may as well make use of it. I'm going to take and burn your answer. Now, do you remember the total here, or do you want to look at it again?
That's okay.
You remember it. Okay. You're welcome to take a look at it right now if you want. It's in there. Okay. So we're going to let that burn. Now, you're probably wondering why I would burn the answer. Okay. The reason I burned the answer is to find out what the answer was. Look, you took any three-digit number, you turned it around, you jumbled it up this way and that, came up with a totally random answer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to take these ashes now, Place those into my hand, and if you would just step back a little bit here. And I'm going to take these ashes. Watch what happens when I rub these ashes on my arm. A little bit of magic happens. A number comes up, and that number,
That's my number.
is that your number?
Yes,
1089. Now these next two tricks that I show you use matches in there. So if you're under 18, don't even think about trying them without adult supervision. The first one we did is where we took a book of matches and we made a match vanish and it appeared back in there. Now, the way I did this was by opening the book of matches, and you can do this anytime with any book. And as you continue to open, all you do is grab one of the matches and pull it down with your thumb and continue to wrap the book around your fingers here and clip it in place. So now you have one match that's hid here underneath your thumb. Now remove one match and then remove a second match. As you talk about these are normal matches, and now take and light the second match. Remember, if you're under 18, don't try this without adult supervision. And then ignite the entire book. Blow that out, and now all you have to do is close this book of matches, and as you do, just let this match fall back into the book, close it up, and set it aside. Don't draw any attention to this. The only reason you supposedly did it was to show them that they're ordinary matches. Now we do a little bit of magic with these two, and they think that's why you're doing this trick. Place the two matches onto the table. Place one hand palm up, another hand palm up, covering the matches, and now turn one palm down, pick the match up between the index finger and thumb, apparently put it in this hand, but really just let it fall, and you can finger clip it as you pretend to put it in that hand. Now pick up the other match, put it over here. They think there's a match in each hand. Say the magic words, open your hand, show no match over here, and that both matches are now in this hand. Now what we're going to do is vanish the good match. And the way we do that is by simply putting the fingers on top and drawing back to the edge of the table. As we draw back to the edge of the table, we'll simply let that match fall into our lap. But we'll continue as though we picked the match up. Place the match supposedly into the hand, rub it a little bit, make it disappear, and then show that the match went here back inside the matchbook, and that it's not just in there, but it's still attached. And that's a real good trick that you can do anytime with any pack of matches. Now, to do the number trick, the way this works, it will always come out to 1089, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. How do you get it on your arm? What you have to do is take a little bit of liquid soap, and then we took a paintbrush, and I simply dipped that in there and painted the number on my arm. Let that dry, and now when you get the answer on the piece of paper and you burn that, what happens is when you take the ashes, and make sure they're completely cool because you do not want to burn yourself, pick the ashes up, crumble them, rub them over your arm, the ashes will adhere to the dried soap on your arm, and you'll end up with this number. So the liquid soap, little paintbrush, put it on there, and you've got the end of the trick. Now, how do you get to this number? Let me show you. This works every time, providing you follow a few simple guidelines. Here's an example right here. Now, what we have is the number 745. You have them reverse that number. They subtract the smaller from the larger. And in this case, they end up with 198. This will work as long as none of these digits up here are the same. In other words, you can't have 383 or 454. They have to be three different digits up here for this to work. After they reversed it, subtracted the smaller from the larger, got a total, then reversed that total and added up, it will always come out to 1089. Now here's a great trick you can do with a rubber band. Simply take that rubber band, put it around two fingers, wave the fingers, and that rubber band jumps to the other two fingers. Maybe you think I'm cheating, so this is what I'll do. I'll put the rubber band around two fingers again. I'll encircle the ends of my fingers with the other rubber band. That way this rubber band can't get in or out, but yet look, just like magic, it still jumps to the other two fingers. Let me show you how that works. It's really easy. Place the rubber band around two fingers, and it doesn't matter if there's a rubber band at the end of your fingers or not. That just dresses the trick up. Pull this out a little bit, and then insert all four fingers into the rubber band. Now this happens on the underside of your hand. So from the top side, all you see is the rubber band going around two fingers. On the underside, the rubber band is going around all four fingers. Now all you have to do is straighten your fingers, and that rubber band will travel around your hand and land on the other two fingers. I'll try to slow this down for you, just like that. And you can see how it pivots and goes from 2 fingers to the other 2 fingers.